Story 01. I and my family were going through a road trip which includes a forest in the midway. I packed my belongings and stuff needed the day before. I was super excited, and because of that, I couldn't sleep the whole night. I thought about it thinking, wow, it would be so much fun. We will play lots of family games, delicious lip-smacking food, and so much more. So the next day we woke up early because the road trip was a long journey. I got ready as fast as lightning. We got into AKA and started. I could see my house disappearing, 3 miles, 4 miles, and whoosh. It disappeared instantly. On my journey, we saw lush bushes and trees and so beautiful sceneries of mountains that it was just so amazing and mesmerizing. At around 1 p.m. we stopped at a nearby cafe to have a quick snack. After that, we continued on a journey. It was getting dark and we just started to reach a forest that was really dense, and it was around 11 p.m. and I was in an urge to go to the bathroom. There was no restrooms nearby, so my mom suggested, since there are no restrooms, you can go to a nearby tree not far away from the road. So, my dad stopped the car on the side of the road. I went to a tree at a distance of about 20 meters away from our car. As I was doing my business, I heard eerie noises, but I shrugged, saying to myself, maybe it's just the wind that was brushing against the trees which made this noise. When I was done, suddenly on my way I heard a voice saying, "Help," so I went down to see if anyone was there who actually needed my help. I followed the voice, but when I reached there was no one. I was confused, so I went back, but when I was going I heard another voice shouting for help. Ace was looking back. I saw the creepiest thing of my whole life, a scary, tall, almost about 7 feet, skinny, pale white colored creature with no face. He was bald and wore a black tuxedo. Bihari tentacles have a black in color coming from its back. It was looking at me from the back of 2 trees not far away from me. Suddenly it started extending its tentacles towards me, and out of here I run as fast as I could and bolted at my car door and told my dad to move out of this forest as fast as he could. My parents asked me, "What happened? Why were you running so fast?" And then I narrated them the whole story, and then they said, "Oh, you must have had a hallucination because of you being sleepy, as it was almost midnight, that's all." I thought for a second and then thought in my mind, yeah, I guess so, my father's right. After some time, at almost the end of the forest area, we decided to sleep there because my father was too tired to go ahead. When my parents fell asleep, even I tried to, but I couldn't sleep because all I could think was it really a hallucination or real? And when I closed my eyes, all I could see was the creature I saw earlier. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I saw that same creature in front of my car not far away, and, within a millisecond, it came in front of our car. The end. Story 02. I was right there on my table studying history, when suddenly out of nowhere the old Prussian king, Kaiser William I, ended beside me, leaning in my history book and telling me it was all a lie. I turned my head, and there was Jane Austen lying on my bed writing on a piece of paper. Right under my desk was Napoleon, with his sword. Duke Metternich with his 3 men, roaming in the house shouting, "Tu es mort," searching for Napoleon according to my history knowledge. My house was a total chaos, and I wish my mother could see all this, but she was out shopping. I was so astonished but happy both at the same time. The people in my history textbook, they had come alive. History was so interesting now. Napoleon would complain about Duke Metternich all the time, and Jane Austen, she engaged herself in her book. I liked her for she gave me so much knowledge, and that to coming to my house through such a long way. It was like me studying history with all their complaints and backbiting. It was so good to hear. The next day was my history surprise class test, and I was the one who scored full. Yeah, anybody could do that if you study history by just listening to complaints. My teacher gave me an A grade with 2 stars. Yeah, that did make me happy. ice creams and stars. An amazing fact was, it was just me who could see them because when I introduced them to my mother she thought I was sick. She was so reluctant, so believe me, she made me go to sleep and gave me my favorite dishes the next day. It had now become a routine that these ancient people would tell me the lies of the history book.